Investing in painite versus silver. Investing in painite versus silver. Investing in precious metals has long been a strategic choice for both seasoned investors and newcomers looking to diversify their portfolios. Among the myriad of options available, painite and silver stand out due to the unique characteristics and market dynamics. Painite, a rare gemstone with impressive investment potential, contrasts sharply with silver, a historically popular and more widely recognized precious metal. As investors weigh the pros and cons of these two options, understanding their historical performance, market demand, risk factors, and long-term outlook becomes crucial. This video delves into the intricacies of investing in painite versus silver, providing insights to help inform your investment decisions. Silver is currently experiencing a historic rally. As of today, January 26, 2026, spot silver has surged past the $100 an ounce mark, a psychological level that was once considered unthinkable. The white metal is significantly outperforming gold, driven by a perfect storm of geopolitical chaos and a massive structural supply deficit. Why is silver skyrocketing? Geopolitical turmoil. Prices spiked recently following trade tensions and economic warfare between the US and the EU. Specifically, uncertainty surrounding President Trump's second-term trade policies, including recent headlines about potential tariffs and diplomatic friction over Greenland, has triggered a massive flight to safe haven assets. The AI and green squeeze. Unlike gold, silver is a vital industrial metal. It is essential for the AI boom, data centers, the solar energy transition, and electric vehicles (EVs). Demand in these sectors is hitting record highs just as supply is tightening. Physical shortage. The global silver market has been in a supply deficit for 5 consecutive years. Major exchanges like the COMEX and LBMA have seen their physical inventories plunge, leading to a short squeeze, as institutional investors demand physical delivery of the metal rather than just trading paper contracts. China's strategic moves. China has begun treating silver as a strategic mineral, implementing stricter export licensing. This has fragmented the global market and forced Western buyers to scramble for available stock. Painite is a rare borate mineral that's become a hot topic in the investment world, largely due to its extreme rarity and striking appearance. Once dubbed the rarest mineral on Earth, it boasts a beautiful brownish hue and can form in various crystal shapes that make it a jewel for collectors. Painite's extreme scarcity means that finding a piece can feel like spotting a unicorn in your backyard, highly unlikely but incredibly exciting. Its market is uniquely niche compared to more traditional investments, often deemed as a luxury asset. Silver is the shiny, versatile metal that has been cherished for thousands of years. Historically, it's been used for money, jewelry, and even as a form of currency, thanks ancient Rome. Today, silver is not only a staple in the precious metals market but also plays a pivotal role in tech, think solar panels and electronics. Known for its malleability and lustrous appearance, silver is more widely available than painite and tends to attract both investors and hobbyists alike, making it a safer bet for those entering the precious metal market. Historical performance. Painite versus silver. Price trends over the last decade. While silver's price has ebbed and flowed, reflecting economic conditions and supply issues, painite's price trends resemble a rollercoaster at an amusement park, rare, thrilling, and not for the faint of heart. Silver has generally trended upward in the past decade, particularly during economic uncertainty, whereas painite experiences sporadic spikes in demand due to its rare find status, making it a speculative investment at best. Comparative analysis of returns. In terms of returns, silver has historically provided more stable growth than the newly trendy painite. Silver's long-term investment profile has shown positive returns, appealing to conservative investors. Painite offers a chance for astronomical gains if you happen to stumble upon a highly sought-after specimen, but with that comes the risk of crickets when you try to sell. It's a bit like gambling, but with shinier chips. Market demand and supply dynamics. Current demand drivers for painite. The current demand for painite is heavily driven by collectors and jewelers who are on the hunt for unique pieces to add to their troves. With only a handful of painite specimens available on the market, this rarity fuels an almost frenetic demand among collectors. Additionally, its allure as an investment that could potentially appreciate wildly in value adds to the excitement. After all, who wouldn't want to tell their friends they own an ultra-rare mineral? Current demand drivers for silver. Silver benefits from a broad range of demand drivers, including industrial use, jewelry, and, of course, investor interest in precious metals as a safe haven during economic instability. With the rise of green technologies relying on silver, such as solar energy, demand is expected to remain strong. Its position as a multi-purpose metal ensures that it holds a steady place in the market. Supply constraints and their impact. Supply constraints for painite are dramatic due to its extreme rarity. If a mine runs dry or a collector snares the last one, good luck finding more. Conversely, silver enjoys a more stable supply, though it can still experience fluctuations based on mining yields, geopolitical tensions, and even shifts in technology. When supply tightens for silver, it can lead to price spikes, but the effect is usually less extreme than what you'd see with painite. Risk factors and volatility analysis. Market volatility of painite. Painite is not exactly known for calm waters. Its trading is often much like a soap opera filled with plot twists and character changes. The rarity of painite can lead to volatile pricing, which can be both an opportunity and a risk for investors. One moment it's the hottest item on the block, the next, it's collecting dust on a shelf. If you thrive on excitement, this could be your ticket. Market volatility of silver. Silver, while still subject to volatility, tends to be more predictable. Its historical performance shows that while it can swing wildly during market upheavals, it often stabilizes after the storm. As a more established asset, investors have a clearer sense of its value over time, making it a go-to for those who prefer a calmer approach to investing. Regulatory and environmental risks. Both painite and silver come with their respective regulatory and environmental risks. Painite, being a mineral, faces stricter regulations regarding mining practices and environmental impact. On the other hand, silver mining can lead to land degradation and pollution, which have become hot topics in environmental circles. As sustainability becomes more important, investors need to be aware of how these risks could impact their investments in the long run. Diversification benefits of painite and silver. Role in an investment portfolio. When it comes to diversifying your investment portfolio, both painite and silver are like that quirky friend who adds some spice to a gathering. Painite, with its rarity and allure, can offer a unique charm, potentially boosting your portfolio's value as demand grows. Silver, on the other hand, is like the dependable old buddy who shows up at every party. It's widely recognized, has intrinsic value, and can serve as a hedge against market volatility. Including both in your portfolio can create a balanced mix of risk and reward, allowing you to avoid putting all your eggs in one, potentially cracked basket. Correlation with other asset classes. When it comes to correlation, painite is a bit of a lone wolf. Its scarcity makes it less tied to traditional markets compared to silver, which often dances to the tune of broader economic trends. Silver tends to have an inverse relationship with stocks. When the market gets shaky, investors flock to it like moths to a flame. Painite, being rarer and less liquid, doesn't react as predictably, but that uniqueness might just be its secret weapon in a diversified investment strategy. Economic factors influencing both metals. Global economic indicators. When the world economy sneezes, silver and painite might catch a cold, but their symptoms vary. Economic indicators like GDP growth, employment rates, and geopolitical tensions can influence both metals. Silver often reflects industrial demand, jumping when manufacturing booms and stumbling when it slows. Painite, however, responds more to shifts in the luxury market and rare mineral demand. So while both might react to the same economic weather, they do so in their own unique ways. Impact of inflation on metal prices. Inflation is like that unwelcome guest at a party. No one really wants it there, but it shows up anyway. Both painite and silver often act as safe havens during inflationary times. Silver has a long-standing reputation for preserving wealth, often climbing in price when inflation rises. Painite, being rarer and more speculative, may also see price increases as investors seek alternative assets. However, while silver is your steadfast shield, painite could be the wild card, unpredictable but potentially rewarding if the demand for rare minerals surges. Long-term outlook and predictions. Expert opinions on painite's future. Experts view painite as something of a hidden gem, pun intended. With its extreme rarity and increasing interest from collectors and investors, some predict that its value could skyrocket as mining becomes more challenging and demand escalates. However, others caution that its speculative nature makes it a riskier play. Essentially, investing in painite is a gamble alongside potential riches. Think of it as the lottery ticket of the mineral world. Expert opinions on silver's future. Silver, meanwhile, enjoys a more robust standing in the investment community. Analysts generally express optimism about its future, particularly as green technologies and industrial applications ramp up demand. Many see silver as a stable investment that will continue to outperform in times of economic uncertainty. It might not have painite's glamour, but silver is the trusty workhorse that could provide solid returns for years to come, no lottery ticket required. Conclusion: which investment is right for you? To sum it up, both painite and silver can offer distinct advantages in an investment portfolio. Painite brings rarity and the thrill of speculation, while silver provides stability and wide recognition. Each has its own unique relationship with economic conditions and market trends, making them valuable additions in different contexts. Final recommendations. If you're looking for a safer investment with a history of growth, silver might be your best bet. However, if you fancy yourself a risk taker and want to dabble in something rare, painite could add an exciting dimension to your collection. Ultimately, the choice depends on your risk tolerance and investment goals, so weigh your options carefully and maybe consult that quirky friend for some additional insights. In conclusion, both painite and silver offer unique investment opportunities, each with its own set of advantages and challenges. Painite presents a rare and potentially lucrative option for those willing to navigate its niche market, while silver remains a time-honored choice with proven stability and liquidity. Ultimately, the best investment choice will depend on individual goals, risk tolerance, and market conditions. By carefully considering the insights provided in this video, investors can make more informed decisions that align with their financial objectives. Subscribe to unlock a world of knowledge, entertainment and mystery. Hit the subscribe button and join our YouTube adventure about mysterious painite gemstones. The more subscribers we have, the more motivated we are to create amazing content for you. Now you can buy painite gemstones direct from Myanmar through my Facebook page. The link is given below. Thanks for watching.